Hey, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I thought with Valentine's Day just around the corner, how could I resist? And you guys already know I've written a book, Here's Why You Can't Find Love. In today's video, let's say today's video is sponsored by Here's Why You Can't Find Love. And the message in the video, as you see in the title, why will many women spend Valentine's Day alone? And as you see, I've got love just oozing out of my head. You see the hearts, the feeling, it's there, it's all there. And before I get into why, I wrote a poem that supports why. Every woman, at least women who will be alone, should hear this poem. And guys, it's short and sweet. So if you know at least one woman, you'll memorize it and be able to recite it. And the poem goes like this. Roses are red, violets are blue. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and no one wants to be with you. No one wants to be with you. Today I'm going to tell you why. And before you just shut me down, hear me out. This video is going to be useful for both men and women. And ladies, for the record, it has nothing to do with men being intimidated by you. In the United States, we all know Valentine's Day is more for women. And when I was younger, it just didn't seem that way. It seemed to evolve into a holiday that celebrated in favor of women. You know, I thought it was supposed to be about love. Isn't it, ladies? But even though Valentine's Day is for women, more and more women are spending it alone. Why? It seems many women lack the ability of discernment. Just hear this out. While they brag about having a formal education, they have not come to the realization that formal education and intelligence are not synonymous. It helps to have an education, except education does not cause intelligence. Why am I saying this? Intelligence is not based on education. Many believe it is. Intelligence has three primary pillars. One is the ability to comprehend. The other is the ability to reason. And the third and most important is the ability to recognize patterns, right? What are the patterns in front of me? You pay for a college because if you don't comprehend well what's being said, you can always speak with a professor or your classmates. That's what you're paying for. So if you have lower comprehension, college can help you bridge that gap. And if you really need help, well, you can find a tutor. In other words, you can slide through college even if your comprehension is not strong. You're only rewarded for memorizing the words in a book. You don't necessarily have to comprehend them. If you could fully comprehend all the things that you read, you could also use them to reason. And the ability to reason is the other important aspect of intelligence. That would mean you could express reason instead of emotion or your feelings about things. You would also comprehend reason when it is expressed to you. So when a man is reasoning with you, you'd be able to fully comprehend it. You get the love that I'm putting out there. So are you starting to see a pattern yet? If you don't, hold on. I will explain how this affects women's dating life. Speaking of patterns, this is the most important part of intelligence. Many women do not see patterns in men or anything else. A person with a very high intelligence can use reason and see patterns before they even form, right? They start connecting dots that most people don't even see. And they see the pattern in dots that are just non-existent for a lot of people. So let me give you an example. Dating a man who's engaged in a life of crime can usually have a pattern of him dying, being killed, or going to prison. And if the woman invests time, money, emotions And a man on that path, she may end up heartbroken. Uh, uh, I can't find a good man, right? The other pattern is many men who choose this lifestyle, those men are comfortable violating boundaries. They can be violent, or they will see no reason to be loyal to just one woman. Why? For some reason, women cannot see that pattern even after all this happens. They've been beaten, they've been cheated on. Why? Because they go find another guy with the same mindset and the pattern repeats. Instead of women being able to reason, she just claims all men are bad. She cannot recognize patterns in behavior, lifestyle, or mindset. To her, it's just all the same. Therefore, she uses a one-size-fits-all for all men. That approach works for the men who display the pattern that leaves her heartbroken and feeling used. So, when women continue to repeat this pattern, they become bitter and upset with all men. You hear it. No good men out there, right? They don't want to be responsible for the pattern they're repeating. This makes her undesirable for men who would actually treat her well, because now she's bitter and upset. When Valentine's Day comes around, well, she's alone. When you attempt to reason with her that she's making poor decisions, she does not comprehend, and she begins to think in a pattern that is recognized by many spinsters. A word not used much anymore. Spinsters. And that pattern will get her to become old and die alone. That's what spinsters do. So, you see the pattern here? 3 pillars of intelligence is comprehension, the ability to reason, and the ability to recognize patterns. So, if you're a woman, listen to men when they reason with you. They are informing you that you are about to follow a pattern that leads to a dead end. Instead of telling men that you know what you're doing and you understand and you know all about men, learn to fully comprehend what men are communicating to you. That way, you can avoid being a statistic that follows the spinster pattern. You know, the spinster that dies alone, no kids, never married, the cat woman. Likewise, when men say they don't like certain behavior you display, just stop doing it. Don't do what most women do, which is to justify. That justification leads to conversations like, men are intimidated by me, or you just can't handle me. Men are intimidated by physical threats. That's not you, ladies. They're not intimidated by obnoxious women. Obnoxious women are just a turnoff. And women who are a turnoff are likely to spend Valentine's Day alone. Or you can go to the local shelter and start collecting cats. What do you think? I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Don't forget to share it, like, subscribe, and when you subscribe, hit the bell and hit all so that you can receive notifications from me. But I'd love for you to share this with people because Valentine's Day is less than a week away. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.